Okay, so we are sharing. We're going to talk about editing photos and videos for beginners. This is a beginning basics workshop. Okay, so we're just going to go over a lot of basics. And like I said, you can always come back and watch this again later. This will be posted. My name is Amanda, and I am a Diamond with doTERRA, and I've been making graphics for social media for about 5 or 6 years now. And I just love sharing the knowledge that I have learned along the way. So I just hope this is helpful for those of you that are jumping on these workshops. So first off, we're going to talk about Instagram basics today. I want you guys to know all the features that Instagram offers and how to maximize those when it comes to editing your photos. We're going to talk about presets, which you might not know what that word is, but you will know soon enough how valuable a tool presets can be for you. I'm going to show you guys how I touch up my photos in a very, very minimal, basic way. And then I'm going to show you how I edit videos. I have some reels on Instagram, which I'll show you in a minute. And you have to know a little bit about video editing to do a reel. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that. And then we're going to go through Canva, and I'm going to give you some pointers about how to use Canva. So since we're talking about Instagram first, I am actually going to hop over to my Instagram for you. And so this is where it's going to get fun.
Okay, I'm going to show you a few of my favorite apps that I use to edit my photos. I'm going to take you start to finish from a photo that is raw in my camera, a photo that I just took with my phone, and how I edit that. And I'm also going to show them that you can use to edit your photos, and I'm going to kind of walk you through the different areas of Instagram and how to use those. I know that this is blurry, and that's just, it's going to be blurry off and on because that's the way my camera is. But I think this information is still going to be really helpful for you. This is the basics, the basics of Instagram and photo editing. So hopefully this will be helpful for you. First, let's go to Instagram. This is what you see when you open the app. This is going to be your feed that you can scroll through and look at things that have been posted by people that you follow. From here, you can see any kind of likes or comments. Your notifications are the heart. This right here is your messages. Right here, this little message icon. And then this little plus sign is one way that you can add content to your Instagram account. If you click down here on your profile photo, that'll take you to your home screen or your page. This is what everybody else sees when they come to your account. This is your profile image. You can edit your profile here. This is your own feed. So this is your grid. When you post a photo, a hard photo, it's going to go here. You also have kind of a menu right above your grid of the different areas that you can create content in. You've got an area for reels that you've created. You have an area for your NIV videos, which are longer than reel is videos. These are videos that are longer. Groups of posts over specific topics you can put together, and then any photos that you are tagged in are here at the end. If you want to create a new post, you come up here to the plus sign, and it's going to give you your options. You can create new content this way: post, story, highlight, IGTV video, reel guide. Highlights are right here. So if you're creating a new highlight, these are kind of a series of videos or posts that people can go to as soon as they get to your account. So mine are downloadables, February specials, business tips, oils for travel, things like that. These are things you can pull from your stories and save longer than 24 hours. Anything you post in your stories is only going to stay there for 24 hours. Your posts obviously stay here for life. And if you ever post something and you're like, you don't want that in your feed, don't delete it. Instagram does not like it when people remove content from their platform. So what you're going to do is you're going to click these three dots and then you're going to choose archive, and that takes it off of your feed. So, okay, so if you're going to create a new post, you click on post and it's going to pull up something from your camera reel, and then you can choose to just post that, choose a different video or different graphic. You're going to choose next at the top. Now down here are Instagram's presets or filters. They call them filters, but presets is really what they are. They are pre-saved lighting edits, and each one that you choose is going to do something a little bit different to your photo. Okay, so as you scroll through, you can see the lighting in my graphic is changing slightly. So you want to choose the one that best fits what you want to show on your Instagram feed. These are free. So these are presets. These are filters that Instagram provides for free that you can use. You also have an edit option here, so you can change the brightness, the contrast, structure, warmth, any of that on any of your photos. I will say that it's harder to be consistent when you are doing your own editing on your photos, which is why presets or filters are so nice, because they are pre-saved for you here on Instagram. And if you're wanting to be consistent with the graphics in your feed, which is what people like, they like consistency, then choosing a filter or a preset and sticking with it is going to make all your photos look very consistent. Okay, so once you choose a photo, you can choose next, write your caption, you can tag people, this is where you're going to put hashtags, we'll talk about all that later, but this is where you'll go ahead and post that after you click share. I'm going to discard this because I'm not interested in posting that right now. If you are sharing things in your stories, here's how you do that. You're going to go back to your home feed, you swipe to the right, and this is where you can upload graphics or videos to your stories. You can also take a video pushing down this button. It also gives you some options on what kinds of videos to post here. Boomerang, you can do splits. This one is really nice, the hands-free option. It will let you record 4 segments at a time. I know it's blurry, but it says hands-free right there. And so you can just talk for 4 segments, which is 1 minute, and then post 4 sections together. Here at the bottom, you can choose different filters to use to add, to enhance your videos. So okay, so there's different filters. If you're watching other people's videos and you see a filter that you like, you can actually save it to your own account, and you can search for new filters here at the bottom. Okay, saved, you can browse different effects. Another thing that doTERRA has added, or not doTERRA, Instagram has added recently is backgrounds. So if you go to browse effects, you can find different backgrounds that you can use for your graphics. So to find this, you can swipe right. So this is the beginning, right? And then you go all the way to the right until you get to this little magnifying glass, and it'll say browse effects. And then they have an effect gallery, and you'll just type in, you'll use this magnifying glass and you'll type in background, and then there'll be a bunch of backgrounds that you can save. And this is how you use a background. You can choose whichever background you'd like, something that you've saved to your phone, and then you're going to push this button and take a photo of that background. Okay, so I've taken a photo of the background, and now I'm going to save it to my phone using this down arrow. So I'm going to save it. It says it's saved. I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to swipe again, and I'm going to use my saved graphic, my saved background, and then I'm going to choose a different photo from my camera roll with this circle right here. And I can choose any of these photos now and put them on top of that background. So this is just one way to help your stories look more consistent by adding backgrounds to your posts. Totally optional, but just kind of another fun thing that Instagram has came up with recently. If you want your background to be a solid color, it's really easy. You click on this little squiggle icon up here, this little squiggle icon, which means draw. Okay, the draw icon is highlighted and you're going to choose a color and you can just press down and it's going to make your whole background that same color. Okay. If you are wanting to add a photo, I'm going to discard all of this. If you're wanting to add a photo, but then you want a transparent overlay, you do the same thing, click on the little squiggle, choose the highlighter option here at the top, and then you press down again and it will make that image opaque, or it'll put a transparent overlay, and then you can use the erase tool at the top here. You know, it's blurry, erase tool. And then you can erase exactly what you want to be shown through that transparent overlay. So that's just another way to enhance your story graphics. Okay, undo, undo. There's also a lot of other things you can add to your graphic here. You can add text. So if you're wanting to maybe post a specific diffuser blend, you could add that here. You can choose your font. Instagram has some options down here. You can choose the color. If you want a color that's pulled from your graphic, use the little dropper icon here on the side. It's brown right now. You can see that. This right here, this little dropper icon, and you can choose whatever photo or whatever color you want for your text, and then it's going to match the colors that are in your photo as well. Okay. If you want to add music, you just click on this music option, and then it has a bunch of songs here that you can choose from that you can add to your graphic. There's a song that you want that's not listed here. You can search for it here at the top. You can add a GIF or a GIF. You can search for certain GIFs if you don't see them here. So something I found is being very specific about what you are looking for. So if I want an arrow that's black, search black arrow. Don't just search arrow. If you want a pink arrow, search pink arrow. If you want a brown rainbow, you can search brown rainbow. And then you have some of these kind of, you know, this is kind of the color scheme that is popular right now. You can add any of that to your graphic. You can also add some extra filters by clicking on this little face at the top that has the little stars by it. You can add different filters to your graphic that way. Okay, so those are just some different ways that you can edit your stories just to make them pop and just be a little more interesting. If you want to discard anything, you just hold your finger on it and drag it down. There's a little trash can at the bottom, and you drag it down to the trash can and you just throw it away. So those are some different ways that you can add to your stories. If you are doing a reel, then you swipe and it gives you the option here at the bottom to do a reel, to go live. Instagram really likes it when you use all of their content options. So choosing a reel, you can choose 15 to 30 seconds. You can upload a video that you already have recorded, or you can record it right here in the app, add music, use a filter. If you have something recorded, so maybe I'm gonna put a video on here and I add that, then I can add text to my video, and then I can choose how long I want that text to actually appear in my video. So I want only the text to appear for the first 15 seconds, and then it disappears. Okay, then it'll disappear. You can add lots of different texts to your video. So for example, in one of the reels I've done, I had instructions for, oh, let me show you where my reels are. Okay, so this is a dry brushing reel I've done, and as you can see, I added all this text in the app to help people know how to do dry brushing. So you can do a reel over any topic, anything that you think people would want to know. Let's play around with it. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways, or I'm going to show you how to edit photos. I'm going to go from a raw photo that I took with my phone. I take all my photos with my phone. I don't have a fancy camera. I just take them with my phone and then I edit them. So I'm going to show you how to get a photo from its original state through the editing process and onto Canva. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about some tips for using Canva. So first, you need to take your photos. We've already talked about lighting and design and all of that. So after you have your photos done, I use the Lightroom app. This is a subscription app that you need to purchase, but I use it for all of my presets. So presets, like I said, are filters that you can buy. And so when I went and found presets that I felt like really fit my aesthetic for my account. I'll show you how to go find some presets. And then after you purchase the preset, there will be instructions on how to upload them to Lightroom. And so let me just show you how I edit a photo. So say I'm gonna upload one from my camera roll that needs to be edited. So I'm gonna choose this one. This actually, let me go back. This is, now I will scroll down here over to my presets tab. And over here I have presets or filters, same as what you'd find on Instagram, but these are more specific to what I wanted for my photos. And I purchased quite a few before I found the one that I really liked the best, that I use for every single photo. So you might need to explore this for a while before you find the one that you really like. So look at how much this changes from just the photo that I got from my phone, and now I'm going to add my preset. Do you see how it brightened everything up, makes everything look really crisp and clean, and just gives it more, more light, more brightness. And so from here, so there's a few others that I use from time to time, but most of the time I use just the same filter for all of them, so they have that cohesive, consistent effect. So I'm going to choose to save this. I'm going to save this preset onto this photo. I'm going to save this photo to my camera roll this way. The next app, oh, let me show you how to get presets real quick. Go to Etsy and you can search presets, and you will find that there are over 50,000 options for presets. They're not super expensive, but if you purchase a lot of them, it can add up. So just scroll through here till you find one that really fits your vibe and your mood of your account. As you can see, there's rose gold, there's some noir, there is natural, there's dark and moody, clean pop. There's some that are just super bright and colorful. There's a super bright one. Find one that fits with what mood you're trying to create with your account, okay, before you buy all, and test them out with some of your photos as well. Okay, so then I go to Facetune. Facetune is my favorite editing app. So I'm going to import the photo that I just edited, or that I just used that preset on. Now I want the focal point of this graphic to be these oils that are in my hand. These oils that are in the background are still very crisp and clean. I want them to be less crisp. I want them to be in the background. I know some phones do this automatically, but I've always edited my photos so it's exactly the way I want it to look. At the bottom here, there's different tools. The tools I use the most on this app are the patch tool right here. I'll show you how to do that in a second, and also the defocus tool. This app also has its own filters or presets that you can try out before you buy anything. I don't remember if this app costs money or not. It might. But so if you're using the defocus, I'm going to use the defocus to take the focus off of those bottles that are in the background. You can choose to defocus or blur. I'm going to choose the blur tool because it's a little more intense. I know the image is blurry for you. There you go. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, zoom in, and I'm just going to blur some of these bottles out so they are in the background. I want them to be blurry. I don't want to draw attention to them. Blur these out. Blur out this piece of decor that I have in this graphic. I don't want that to be the focal point. I'm also going to blur out the diffuser. Okay, so now the focal point of this image is what's crisp and clean and upfront, which is what's in my hand. If you feel like you've over blurred, or maybe you blurred something you didn't mean to, like my thumb, I'm going to do the erase tool. I'm just going to zoom way, way, way in and erase what does not need to be blurred. Okay. Something else you can do with this app is you can use this patch tool to remove things that you don't want in your photo. So I choose patch, and it gives me these two little circles, and it's just going to grab whatever color I tell it to grab here, and it's going to replace the thing over here. So maybe I don't want that bottle there. I can just replace it with the color that matches over here on this side. So super easy way to edit your photos so that they look really crisp and really clean, and you have exactly what you want in your photos. And play around with this. Sometimes it takes some time to learn exactly how to get all of those little details the way you want them. So then I'm going to save this to my phone, and then I'm going to go to Canva, and I'm going to upload it to Canva so that I can add any kind of text. You don't have to add text, but maybe it's a graphic that you want to explain a little bit more. Maybe you want to put the diffuser blend right there on the graphic. Maybe you want to add some more information. I'm going to go to my home. I'm going to choose to create a new Instagram post. I'm going to choose blank. And it's going to give me some options here. I'm going to go to uploads. And then I'm going to upload media, and I'm going to choose photo library and choose the graphic that I just worked on, which is this one. I'm going to add. So it's going to upload that graphic here. Sometimes it takes a minute. And then after this graphic is uploaded to my account, and you can access Canva from a desktop computer or your phone. Sometimes I find it's easier to work with after I get the photo uploaded on my computer. So I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So here's my graphic that's on my Instagram post. Now I'm going to add the plus sign with some text. Say I want to put the diffuser blend here. Then I can do that from my app, or I can now, so if I push home, Canva automatically will save your graphic, and you can access this from your computer and continue editing. And then I come back to my app and I download it to my phone from my app after I've finished editing this on my computer. Okay, super easy. You can add lines. I'll show you how to do more with Canva here in just a minute, but let me go back and talk about video editing for just a second. Video Shop is the app that I use to edit my videos the most. This app is so user-friendly. A friend of mine came to my house with her 8-year-old, and her 8-year-old was watching me edit one of my reels one day, and she downloaded this Video Shop app to her iPad, and she was editing videos within a couple hours. She figured it out. So if an 8-year-old can figure it out, so can you. So this is a video that I've already finished. This is a video about making toilet bombs. Okay, so this is what the video looks like. As you can see, there's a lot of camera changes. It goes really fast sometimes. You're not seeing like every single tiny detail of me making toilet bombs and filling up the jar. So I fit all of that into 15 seconds because that's all I had for the time of my reel. So if I'm going to edit this, let me kind of show you what your options are. Okay, when you're editing a photo, you have the option to trim each segment. You have the option to speed up each segment. There are things that people don't necessarily need to see. So if I'm editing the second segment where I'm showing how to mix together the ingredients, you know, they don't need to see me scooping the ingredients out of the bag. They don't need to see me, you know, like taking the lid off of my oil bottles. I cut all of that out, and I just focused in on exactly what it took to make this recipe. And then I sped it up a whole lot. So in this section, you know, I'm filling up these trays, but I skipped even some of that. So I do that by using these options. I clicked on trim, and you have cut and split. So if there's something inside a segment that I don't want, I can just cut out that section completely and delete it. If I want to split this video into 2 sections and maybe trim each section, I use the split option, and it splits this section into 2 pieces. If I need to just trim the whole section out, then I click trim and I, you know, just select the part I want to keep and the rest of it is deleted. If I want to speed up a section, then I go to the speed option and it lets me speed up a section a certain amount. And you can watch it before you save it to make sure it's the speed that you want. And sometimes going fast is okay, and you can always add the text later in your reels if you want. Okay, so that's mostly what I use this app for. It's super easy to learn, play around with it. If you are new to making videos, sometimes it's kind of overwhelming, but it's something that you can learn as you go. So now we're going to switch over to Canva, and I'm going to show you a few ways to use Canva to help enhance your photos and do some editing there.
Okay. When I'm making apps or when I'm making graphics for Facebook covers, I use the transparent tool that's actually on Canva. So let me show you how to do that. Can you guys see the screen that I'm sharing right now? The Canva screen. Making sure you guys can see this. Can you guys see my screen? For some reason, it is not letting me. Yes, okay, cool. Yes, okay. All right, so here you can see you have Instagram post, presentation, resume, Instagram story. You have all of these pre-measured templates that you can click on. You can also make a custom size over here. Canva has done so much for you now. I do use Canva Pro, so some of these features might not be available on the basic Canva, but a lot of them are. So you have social media, events, marketing, documents. Now, real quick, I have a lot of people asking about this as far as Facebook group covers. Facebook group covers have to be a certain size. So these covers right here, these are from February. You have to use 1640 by 856. 1640 by 856. So at the top here on the tab, it says the size, but that is the size that fits the best in the window, in the graphic that Facebook gives you. So if I was going to make a brand new page here and I had to make something with, or grab something with a transparent background. So this is an image of a purse that I'm doing a giveaway for in my group. You can just grab an image. I actually did a screenshot of this and cropped it. Now I come up here to effects and I have a background remover tool that will take the background off of this here. So now it has a transparent background on this. And I've done this also with many, many oil bottles. So if you find a bottle, an essential oil bottle, and it has a solid background, you can remove the background pretty easily. Some essential oil bottles that have a lot of stuff going on in the background, it's going to be harder to remove it, like this graphic right here. I could remove the background of this one pretty easily. Okay, there you go. Okay, so a couple other things I wanted to show you about Canva. There's a lot of like tips and tricks. I'm not sure if the background remover tool is part of the upgrade, the Canva Pro. If you don't have that, another tool that I use, let's see if it will, there we go. Hope you guys can see this. Okay, LunaPic, free online photo editor. I've used this one quite a few times to remove a transparent or to remove a background. So you can just save the photo to your phone and then you upload a photo, or I mean to your computer, and then you upload a photo here, and yeah, you can get a transparent background that way. But like I said, I use this all the time for my own graphics. So for me, it's worth the extra monthly charge for the Canva Pro. A couple other things that you can do with Canva Pro is have your own fonts. So let me get back to my home page. Okay, so if I was going to make an Instagram post, it gives you all these templates on the side that you can use as inspiration. So maybe if I was going to use this one, I just like the background. I can also always delete all of this and just put my own graphics and my own content, my own fonts on here. So I like that they have a lot of that. There's a lot of graphics also under photos that you can search for that make good backgrounds. A lot of times I'll find, you know, things like this. So if it's Pro, it'll have a little crown on it, but you can always search for free. And that way, the only thing you'll get is free, the stuff that's available for free for you. So as you can see, there's still a lot of cute stuff. Okay. With Canva Pro, you have, I mean, Canva has a lot of gorgeous fonts. They have so many beautiful fonts. And I love how many fonts they have. When I first started using Canva, they didn't have nearly as many fonts to choose from. But now there are so many beautiful fonts. So my suggestion is to find a pair of fonts that really fit your style and your vision and your aesthetic that we already talked about, fonts and everything. But find a font on here that you really like. Find a pair of fonts that really go together. Maybe you have one that is, a serif or a script, and maybe you have one that is, you know, more bold like this. Mixing your fonts is nice, creates a nice kind of feel. Okay. With Canva Pro, you can upload your own fonts. So because I really wanted my graphics to be mine, to be customized to me, I've purchased my own fonts, and we talked about fonts in a different workshop. So go back and watch that one for font suggestions. But I've purchased a lot of fonts, and I've uploaded a lot of fonts that I really feel like fit my personality and kind of the vision that I had for my aesthetic on my Instagram. So I have a lot of my own fonts on here that I've purchased and uploaded. And you can do that with Canva Pro, but you don't have to have Canva Pro. Canva, just the regular version, has a lot of really beautiful fonts that are available. Another thing with Canva is you can have your own color palette. So if I was going to make this a certain color, I can actually choose to have it match a brand scheme that I have. So I've saved a lot of palettes over here. But I really like that they've started doing is they'll show you the colors in a photo. So if you want all of your photos to have the same kind of coloring and design, it will show you the photo colors so that all the colors you're using. So maybe I want my font to really match, the font color to really match what's in the photo. Canva is actually showing me, oh, look, these are the colors that are in this photo. And this is what's going to help you make it all very cohesive. I upload my own photos a lot to this. So I'll take a photo and then I will upload it here. So this is the one that we've been working with. And it will show me the colors in this photo as well, so that I can even make sure that my text is matching the colors that are in the photo that I'm uploading. It's just a really cool feature that Canva has. When it comes to designing, sometimes it's fun to have different kinds of whimsical designs on your photos. I wanted to show you guys a few keywords. Oh, this is fun. Shortcuts. This is something you can screenshot. This is something you're going to love having on hand. So Canva has just really easy shortcuts. You press R and you get a rectangle. Press C, you get a circle. Press T, you get a text box. And text L, or press L and you'll get a line. So if I was going to show that to you back on here, okay, T, I get a text box. C, oh, you got to click off of it first. C, I get a circle. T, text box. R, rectangle. L, line. So it's a lot easier to do it this way than to try to, just click around all the time. It's right at your fingertips. With lines, they've recently changed this where you can choose the weight and the design of your line just right here at the top of your screen. You can change the color. You can change how heavy or big or small it is, how heavy or light it is. You can choose if it's dashed or dotted or, okay. So many great things they've added just in the last few months. Okay. Okay, so this is another one you're going to want to screenshot. I know you're not going to want to write all these down, but Canva just has some amazing elements, designs that you can incorporate into your photos or into your presentations. These are some of my favorite element keywords right now. So you can save these in a folder by liking them. So hand painted, you just type that into your search box and that will show up. You are just, I can't see the screen you're sharing, just your photo. Okay, let me know if that works, you guys. Can you see that says Canva element keywords? Can you guys see that? Okay. So then it says brand. And this is all one thing. You type in this whole thing, brand with the colon, BAD2L1. So this is something you would maybe type into a notes section or to a Google Doc so you can just highlight, copy, paste into your search bar so you don't have to remember this every single time. When you type in artist, you're going to type in this whole thing, artist, colon, quotes, Julia Dreams, quotes, organic rainbows, minimal blob, brand, brush, new brush strokes, Sketchify, squiggle. Let me show you how you can save these elements into a folder by liking them. I think sometimes my Zoom is a little slow, so maybe that's why it's not sharing them as quickly. Okay, I'm actually going to, oops. Sorry, I clicked on the button too soon. Okay, I'm going to show you how to search for these real quick. So you're going to click on your Elements tab right here, and then you would just copy this whole name into your Elements tab, and then you click Enter, and it's going to show you all of the designs that are relevant to that tab. So I love the colors. These are very neutral, lots of good designs. So if you find one that you like, you can even choose free if there aren't any free. Okay, so those ones aren't free, but minimal is a good one. Okay, so these are all minimal designs that are free. And you can, if you like one, you can just click on the 3 dots right here and you add to likes, or you can actually set up folders that contain certain elements or designs that you really want to use again and again. So you can add those to a folder. You can create a folder for those. You can add those to likes. And then I don't know if you can see it here. It's kind of small, but it has keywords: rustic, organic, frame lines, dotted, elegant. So it's giving you some more ideas on what to search for if you're looking for something that's similar, but maybe that isn't quite what you're wanting. So it's giving you a lot of help right here. Sometimes when you click on it, it will also give you some other recommendations of things that also kind of go with that particular design. So if you're looking for something similar, maybe that to enhance your photo or to use on another slide, so you're not using the exact same graphic all the time, then it's giving you some more options here. Okay. So I know that there's so much more to Canva than what I'm showing you. They even have an audio and a video tab. I have honestly not played around with those a whole lot. Photos, these are things that I use a lot on my Facebook graphic covers. So if you guys use those graphics on in your Facebook groups, as you can see, these are some things that I look up: kitchen counter, close-up counter, because sometimes I like to have, you know, oil sitting on a counter. Sometimes you have to scroll quite a bit to find one that you like that's going to work with what you have. Something that I've used quite a bit, let's see if they have any here, shadow. I've had people ask me, oh, how do you add shadows? I literally just look up shadow, and then I'll add a shadow to an oil bottle to give it more depth, to make it look like it's actually sitting on a counter. So there's so many things that, see, this one's free. This shadow is actually free. This one's free. Yeah, and you can upload your own oil bottle pictures. You can upload oil bottle pictures from, I don't know if you guys are on the Canto. If you go to labs.doterra.com and click on digital marketing kit, they have tons of graphics for oil bottles. And I've put all of my oil bottles in a folder so that I can easily find them and add them to my graphics. As you can see, some of these still have the background, and I just use my background remover to take those off. If you use the background remover on a different website, you can still upload them to Canva without the background. So you can still have them to use again and again and again this way. But I have a whole folder with my oil bottles because that way it just makes it so much easier to find. I also have a separate folder with my logo. So once you create a logo, you can upload it to Canva and have it in your own folder, so you can add it to your graphics if you want. And just to personalize what you are creating. Okay, I know that's kind of a lot that I crammed in there. So my best suggestion for you guys is to practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice taking your photos, practice editing, explore your Instagram features, get familiar with all the different areas that are available on Instagram. Honestly, that's how I've learned, is just by doing and exploring and experimenting and finding what works. Practice video editing, look at presets, decide, go back to the workshop where we talked about design and aesthetic, and decide kind of what mood you want with your photos, and use the presets that are going to enhance that aesthetic and enhance that mood and that, that feel that you want for your photos. And then use the same one again. And when you mix up presets a lot, it's confusing. It doesn't look consistent. So pick one and stick with it. Explore the Canva design elements. Pick a font and use that font to enhance your videos, to add information to your graphics. Some of my most popular graphics let me just show you, have been graphics such as, go back to, let me see. Let me go back to this one that I had up here. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, all my designs. kind of watching on my phone here to make sure it's keeping up. So some of my most popular graphics have been things like this. Okay, so pregnancy tips, first trimester. So these have been all things that I've added on Canva. The pregnancy tips title, first trimester, these are all things that I've added on this editing website. So this just enhances your graphic. It helps it to make it more clear, and people will share these kinds of graphics a lot because they just have so much information and content packed into them. Okay, so practice, 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 you guys. It takes practice and have fun with it. Explore Canva designs, explore the photos that are available, and then practice some more. I promise that it might seem like a lot at first, but the more you do a little bit at a time, the better you'll get at it, okay? So I know that was kind of long for today, but there was a lot of information that I was trying to share. So yes, I will actually include all of the links to previous workshops in the email that will go out tomorrow from Zoom. So everyone that registered for this webinar will get that email that has the link to this one and the previous workshops as well, just in case anybody missed those. The pregnancy tips font was, I think it's Belmont, which is one that I think I uploaded, but any kind of script font like that or handwriting font like that is going to look great with a kind of a serif pairing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. Thanks for joining me.